So welcome to this Monday chair yoga class. I don't think anybody is new to my classes, but if you are, I will remind you that what's important is how you feel, not whether you do everything that I guide you in, or if you do it and look different than what I'm doing. So really pay attention to the instructions that I give and try and allow yourself to feel your body as you move through the different stretches and poses. If anything doesn't feel right for you, you're welcome to skip it or just rest or modify. Okay? So it's really about you. So take this first moment to make sure you're sitting nice and tall in your chair. Have your feet firmly grounded on the floor. Feet are slightly apart, and line up your knees so they're directly over your ankles. The toes point forward. Notice how your breath is flowing. And just make space for whatever is going on. If you find yourself getting distracted at any point, just notice that. Just notice your mind may drift off at different points during the practice, and that's okay. That's just part of being human. So when you notice your mind drifted off to your shopping list or what you have planned for tomorrow, just take a breath and come back and be present. Okay. So as you're sitting and breathing, let's circle the shoulders. It's always a good place to start because we carry so much tension in the neck and shoulders. And so we want to release tension before we start to engage our muscles. All right, so from here, turn your face side to side, shoulders are relaxed, chest is open. And as you bring your head back to center, lift and lower your chin, feeling the stretch in the front of the neck and the back of the neck. And come back to center. Looking forward, let's tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder. So your face is, you're at a slant, right? But you're not looking up or down. You're just looking straight ahead to start with. If you want a couple of other additions, you're welcome to try. Right arm can stretch down near the side of the chair. And if you want, your left hand can reach overhead and just rest on your head someplace to add a little to the stretch. Take a few breaths, just being aware. We never want to hold the breath. So you want the breath to keep moving even if we're holding a pose. And release your hands back to your lap. Let your head float up. And we'll do the other side. So right ear to the side. Right hand can stretch down at the side of the chair. And completely optional. Again, see how it feels in your body. If you want, your right hand can come up and over. And breathe. And as you release your arms back to your lap, circle the shoulders a few more times. And we'll start to warm up the spine as I move to my other chair. So try to sit a little bit away from the back of the chair. So there's some space between the back of the chair and your back ribs and spine. Notice whether you're kind of even side to side on your two sitting bones. And then feel the difference if you roll back on the sitting bones. Your belly can kind of draw in, your back, low back rounds. And if you rock forward on your sitting bones, you'll find you have a little more arch in your back. So we're going to emphasize those two actions, the rounding and arching, our cat and cow. So gently tuck the tail under, draw your navel back, letting your back round. Head can just bow gently. And as you inhale, come up. And next exhale, tilt forward, squeezing your shoulders towards each other behind you. And then come up to center. So I like doing this with breath. On the exhale, we'll round. Each inhale will come up to sit tight, upright, not tight. And then tilt on the next exhale, squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhale, center. Exhale, round back into cat. Inhale, sitting up tall. And next exhale, tilting forward into cow. Let's do that one more time. Rounding back, sitting tall, and tilting forward. And then returning to center. Today, place the fingertips on the shoulders and let's make some circles with your elbows. So this may feel a little bit stronger in action in the shoulders than when we were just rolling the shoulders on their own. Adding the arms adds a little more mobility to it, and then just let your hands relax. You can hold the left side of your chair with your left hand. We're going to sweep the right arm out and up, and then reach over on the diagonal. So try not to lean too much to the side. You don't want to collapse this left side. You want to keep lifting up through both sides of your rib cage, reaching through the fingers. At the same time, you try to keep that right leg and foot rooted down towards the ground. And then come back up to center. Other side. Left arm reaching up, slightly across. Try to keep that arm from coming in front of your face. Keep your left leg and foot grounded. Keep the breath flowing. And come back up. Feel your breath. Just feel any subtle changes that happen as we go along. You can walk your feet in so that they're touching. Knees are hugging together. And left hand's going to come across to the side of your right leg. Right hand can slide to the side of the chair or even to the back of the seat or back of the chair, wherever it's comfortable for your arm. We're going to lift up so we stay really tall through the spine and then turn from your waist, then your chest, and then your head. So the lower body stays steady and we're only moving from the waist up. Create a twist, bringing out our organs so that when we release, as you gently unwind, it sends a flow of fresh blood into all of those internal organs. Let's do the other side. So right hand across, left hand reaching back to wherever it's comfortable. Sit tall and then turn waist, chest, and head. Breathe once you're there. And slowly unwind. Walking your feet out a little bit wider. Rock forward on your sit bones, right? So start with the flat back and just feel what that's like. You may start to get a stretch in your upper thigh area. Moment to breathe into that. When we do any kind of forward bend, it's fine. If it feels better for you just to stop at this point, that's okay. If you're more comfortable with rounding your back, you can allow your head to release down farther. But for now, let's just add a little twist here, bringing the right shoulder kind of in between the legs and then coming upright. And then the left shoulder tilts in and come on up. Right shoulder again, tilting in and coming up, and left shoulder tilting in and coming back up to center. Good. Take a breath. Check that your ankles are still directly under each knee, and that the middle of your knee is pointing towards the third toe, approximately the third toe on each foot. Right? So we never want to turn the feet out wider than we can open at the hip. Moving into our sun salute. Okay? We'll be going through a series of motions moving with our breath. So you can start with your palms together in front of your heart. Take a full breath in and let it out. Next, inhale, sweep your arms out and up, and then exhale, bowing forward as little or as much as you would like. As we inhale, we'll all meet in that flat back, that forward tilt, and then exhale, just relax your head and neck. Next, inhale, sweep the arms out and up, and exhale, bring the palms together, glide them down to your heart. Full breath in, reviewing that piece. Inhaling up, and exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in and out. Let's move on to the next piece. We'll inhale to cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center, and twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in and out from the beginning. Now inhaling up and exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up and tilt. Inhale up. Twist. Inhale, center, and twist. Inhale, center, hands to heart. Full breath in. Once again, first two pieces. Inhaling up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up and tilt. Inhale up. Twist. Inhale, center, and twist. Inhale, center, hands to heart. Full breath in. Add another piece. We'll inhale, right arm up, left hand, back of the left hand inside the left leg. As you exhale, the hand slides down. You're turning and looking up. Inhale, rise up, switch the arms. Right hand sliding down, arm pressing into the leg. Inhale, both arms stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in. Let's put it all together now. Inhaling up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up and tilt. Inhale up. Twist. Inhale, center, and twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, right arm up, back of the left hand down. Slide the hand down as you look up. Inhale, rise up, switch the arms. Other side. Twist. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in and out. Once again, from the beginning, inhale up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up and tilt. Inhale up. Twist. Inhale, center, and twist. Inhale, center, hands to heart. Inhale, right arm up, back of the left hand down. Slide the hand down as you look up. Inhale, rise it up, switch the arms. Other side slides down. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more big breath. Let's sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, open the arms out wide. Float them out to the side and gently bring them down to rest. Breathe. You can walk your feet back in. If you need a little break, if your back is feeling sore at all, wiggle back in your chair so that you support the low back and take a moment to just let go. Let your breath slow down. Your heart might be beating a little faster after that vinyasa. Vinyasa just means moving or flowing. So let's start to warm up the lower body now that we got our spine and our shoulders going. Lift your right foot a little bit. Gently circle the foot at the ankle. And then reverse the circles. Flex that foot, toes to the ceiling, and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. And flex and point. And release. Other side. Circle that left ankle. Rotating the foot. Circle. And reverse the circles. And then flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. And flex and point. And release. Now, use your hands on the sides of the seat, especially if you're sitting back, you may kind of collapse into the chair back. We want to try and sit away from the chair back, coming a little forward on the seat so that I'm sitting really tall and I'm engaging the abdominal muscles for support. So see if you could think of very gently, it's not like pulling your belly in, it's gently hugging your low belly towards the low back to support the low back part of the spine. And then we're gonna do it just a simple little march in place. So it can be very small, but try to just lift and lower each leg without rocking your whole body. See if you can do that. Just picking up one leg at a time. Starting to work into the hips. I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to add some movement with the arms as if we were marching. So I like to bend my elbows, and as I lift the right foot, my left arm swings forward, my right arm swings back. Right? So opposite arm and leg, continuing to march, but adding the movement of the arms. A little more effort on the part of the abdominal muscles to sit up tall, do this movement, and then let it all go. Okay. So let's support the right leg now by interlacing the fingers under your thigh. And try to let the leg just be heavy in your hands. So rather than pulling the leg up, you're letting the leg drop and the arms straighten. And then use your hands and arms to create this circling action to lubricate your hip joint. Breathe. But change the direction of the circles. And then bring that knee in towards the midline. Draw it up as high as you can. So you can keep holding behind the thigh or even switch to clasp the hands in front of the knee or shin. Try to draw your shoulders back and lift your chest. So once again, not leaning into the back of the chair, but trying to bring your heart forward as you lift the knee up. Let's flex both feet. You can keep the left foot on the floor just as it is. You want to make sure you keep breathing. Little more challenge if you want, adding the lift of the left leg, reaching it out straight in front of you, taking a few breaths, whichever position you're holding. And if you've gone a bit too far, if it starts to be too much to extend the leg, you can come back to the bent knee. Let's all release completely. Shake out your hands, wiggle your fingers, and we'll do the other side. So lifting the left leg, interlace fingers under the thigh, let the leg drop into your hands, and then make some easy circles, letting your hands and arms do the work, letting your leg be very heavy and passive. And then reverse the direction of the circles. And then bring that knee to center and lift it as high as you can. Not switch the clasp of your hands. Shoulders draw back, chest lifts. Flex both feet. Navel hugs towards the spine. So feel that support from your core. And staying here, continue to breathe in and out. Optional, adding the right leg, extending forward. Deep, full breath. And then let it all go. Release the legs, shake out the hands, relax the fingers, and take a moment in slumpasana. So I'm leaning into the back of the chair. I've just let my belly completely relax. My shoulders are leaning into the chair back. And I'm just taking this pause, noticing how that feels. In some ways that may feel really comfortable. However, it's not the best position for your spine. So we want to get our spine well aligned as we move forward. So we're going to come into our seated mountain pose, using your hands on the edges of the chair. Press down lightly and feel how that creates a lift up through your rib cage. Check that your feet are parallel, slightly apart, knees over ankles, and breathe. Good, and then release the arms, take a big breath, sweeping them out and up. And exhaling, arms coming down. Good. Let's inhale, open the arms out and come into cactus. So keep that nice posture. And from here, we're gonna bring the elbows towards each other. Forearms touch if you can, and inhale, open wide. And then repeat it. Exhale, hugging in. Inhale, elbows draw back. Even as the elbows come in, try to keep your chest nice and wide. So feeling this in the shoulder area, the upper back area. Let's do just a couple more. Good, and release. Good. Now stretching just the upper arm, bend your right elbow, fingers resting on your shoulder, and you can use your left hand to support the right arm, trying to lift that right elbow as high as you can towards the ceiling. You may be able to reach overhead and draw the elbow back farther. Breathe. So just go as far as you need to get a good stretch, not straining. Make sure you still breathe. And then gently release. Let's do the other side. So left elbow bends and lifts. Right hand can help support it, bringing it up and back as you breathe here. Good, and gently release. All right. So another strengthener for the arms is the back of the arms. So see if you can reach the back corners of your seat. So I have the heel of my hand resting on the corner edges of the seat back. And I'm going to bring my feet onto the front legs of the chair. So the balls of the feet are on the floor, but the heels are on the chair just to keep the chair stable. First step is just to squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, lift your chest. You're pressing down with the hands to really lift your chest. You can look up slightly, but don't let your head just drop back. So let it keep the back of your neck as long as possible and breathe. Big arch in the spine. Take another breath here. Relax for a moment. And now we'll do one more of these camel poses, but we're going to add and send it into a variation of wheel pose by lifting the hips if you want, right? So if it's enough for you to just press with the arms and find the arch in the upper back, that's fine. If you want to get to that point and try adding, pressing into the feet and lifting your hips off the chair, tailbone scooping forward and breathing, and then gently slide your hips back as you release down. Release the legs and feet back, shake your hands again, wiggle the fingers, circle the wrists, and reverse the circles. Good, and then let's do a little flutter kick with our hands. Working that wrist in another way. Good, open your arms out wide. We're going to take some easy circles with the whole arm. So notice if automatically your palms are down or up, whichever they are. Let's feel that. And then reverse direction of the circles. Pause and turn the palms the other way. If they were down, turn them up. And let's make some circles again. One direction. And then reverse. Good, and then relax. So having the arms lifting definitely makes your heart work faster, right? Work a little harder. So let's come back to our lower body again, opening that right knee now all the way to the side, and then bring it back to center. So we're just opening and coming to center. One more time, open and come to center. Good. Let's do the left leg, opening and back to center, out and center, out and center. One more, out and center. Good. Now sit towards the front of your chair. You can always hold someplace on the seat if you need that for support. I'm going to open the right leg, but this time I'm going to slide my hips over to the left so that my right thigh is right at the front edge of the chair. Now, the tendency would be to turn to the right here. I'm going to start with a warrior pose, facing straight forward. Feel your feet grounded. Now they can remain here with the left foot right under the knee, the ankle under the knee, or you can try walking that left foot out a little bit on a diagonal. So it's going to the side, but it's also going a little more forward, ending with the foot slightly turned in and the sole of the foot on the floor. And then notice, are you leaning to the right? So you want to try and lift up through your ribs and keep your chest open to the front of the chair. Let's open the arms wide and just have the wrists turn the palms down and then gaze to the right. So seated variation of warrior two pose. Breathe deeply. Good. And bring your left hand to your hip. We're going to stretch way to the right. So reach your arm out. Just feel what it's like to really lengthen, lengthen, lengthen And then bend your right elbow, rest the forearm on your thigh. Hug that shoulder back, open your chest, faces forward, shoulders are in line, head is in line with your tailbone, and then left arm can sweep up towards the ceiling. Try bringing that arm closer to your head. Maybe more of an extension in that side, breathing into it. And gently coming back upright. Walk the feet in towards the middle. A moment before we move to the other side. So left leg is going to open out. And I'm going to slide my hips over to the right so that my left thigh is along the edge of the chair. Right foot can stay planted. Chest opens towards the front of your chair. And then if you want, try walking that right foot out on a diagonal, ending, trying to get the leg straight. You may need to slide the foot more forward to get the leg straight. So see where you need to go. Doesn't have to look exactly like I do. Lift up through your ribs so you're not leaning to the left now. Open the arms out wide, palms down, and then turn and gaze to the left. Good. Bring your right hand to your hip or thigh, and then we're going to stretch way out to the left. Try to keep facing forward. So you're just tilting way out to the side. Bend that left elbow, rest the forearm on your thigh. Hug the shoulder back. Head in line with the rest of your spine. And then right arm reaching for the sky, possibly coming closer to your ear. Deep, full breath. And then come all the way up. Take a moment to walk the right foot in if you have it extended out and center your body on the chair with the legs really wide. So having the legs as wide as you can, make sure you're opening the knees in line with the middle toes, tilting forward. And again, this is totally a fine position to hold in this forward tilt. If it's comfortable for you, you can actually bow forward. You can let your hands slide down your legs. You can nod your head a little bit up and down like you were saying yes. And gently side to side like you were saying no. And then very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, curling back up to sit and walking the feet in towards each other. We're going to turn our whole body now over to the right. So as you turn to the right, we're going to stay at the front of the seat. We're facing the right. Right arm is on the back of the chair. Right foot is facing side. But now I'm going to let the left knee drop down towards the floor. Okay. So getting into a kind of a lungy position right now, just with bent knees on both legs. Breathing into any stretch you may feel in the front of that left hip or thigh. And then gently bow forward. And from there, you may be able to slide that left foot farther back, tuck the toes under, and then press your left heel back towards the wall behind you. That's probably going to push you more into leaning on that front leg. So take a moment to bow your head. Try to draw your belly up away from that front thigh, tailbone reaching down as the belly draws up, and slowly waist moves back, and then the chest lifts, and then the head lifts, and then let's lift that left arm out and up and reach it overhead a little bit. And inhale, open that arm out wide, and exhale, reaching up and overhead. And once more, inhaling, open wide, exhale, reaching up and overhead, and then release that left arm, lean forward again, And relax the back leg, letting it slide forward and turning back to the front of your chair. So other side, same thing. We're going to turn to the left now. Our whole body turns, holding the back of the chair for support, and staying at the front of the seat so that I can release that right knee, just letting it drop towards the floor. Right hip is off the chair. Taking a few breaths here, just sitting tall. And then leaning forward, see if you can slide the right foot farther back, toes tucked under, and then heel pressing back farther. Maybe the leg will straighten, maybe it won't. Don't worry about it, just go to where you can. Try to keep the heel vertical. Then notice if you're kind of hanging out on your front thigh, and try to imagine your tailbone stretching down as your low belly draws up and gradually back to move your waist back, and then lift your chest, and then rise up, lifting your head. Inhale, right arm out to the side. Exhale, reaching up and overhead. Inhale, open out wide. Exhale, reach up and overhead. And again, inhale, open out wide. Exhale, reach up and overhead. And then releasing the arm, lean forward. Relax the back leg, letting it slide in. And then gradually coming back to the front of your chair. Take a moment here. This may feel some stretch in your hips. Pause to breathe. Let's move into an eagle pose. So we're going to bring the legs close together for this. Now, you can keep the legs just hugging together. If you're able to cross right over left knee, try that, as long as you can keep the legs still hugging in. If that's too much, or if your foot is sticking out, or you don't come over all the way, then cross at the ankles if you'd like. So the idea is to keep the legs close to each other, both the thighs and the lower legs. Bring the arms into cactus. And then as we bring the elbows towards each other, see if you can slide the right elbow a little bit under the left and crisscross your elbows. You can press the backs of the hands together, or even wrap the right hand around the left thumb, fingers pointing up. And if that's all too much, just squeeze the forearms together like we did earlier. Breathe deeply, lift the elbows a little higher if you can. And then gently draw the elbows down towards your knees and try to look past your fingertips. Really gently release the arms, unwind the legs, circle your shoulders, and we'll do the other side. So squeezing the legs together just here, crossing at the ankle, or crossing left knee over right, and the lower legs hugging in, as well as the thighs hugging. Arms start in cactus. This time left elbow slides a little under the right to crisscross, and backs of the hands hug in or wrap around, and breathe. Take the next breath in, lift the elbows a little higher if you can. And as you exhale, try and draw the elbows down towards your knees and look past your fingertips. And then release. Uncross everything, circle your shoulders. Good. And then see if you can reach behind you. I'll turn to the side to show this. If you're able to clasp your hands together behind you, if that's too much, you can just hold opposite wrists. If you can, clasp your hands and then try to squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other and reach back through the knuckles. Big opening in the front of the chest. Breathe into it, stretching the pectoral muscles. And gently release. Facing forward once more at the front of the seat. I'm going to extend just my right leg out with the heel, the foot flexed, heel on the floor. Keeping the heel resting on the floor, sit up as tall as you can. If you find you're collapsing, use your hands on the sides of the chair for support. We're going to keep that long spine, so we're not rounding, but rather hinging at the hip joint very gradually. It won't take too much to start to feel this in the back of that right thigh. Hopefully. If you let your head drop or your back rounds, you won't feel the stretch as much. So try and keep your shoulders hugging back, your head upright. And just take a few breaths once you're starting to feel some stretch in that leg. And gently release. Let's do the other side. Extending the left leg, flex the foot, heel is on the floor. Sit up really tall, shoulders back, and then hinge a little forward if you can, just till you feel the stretch. 1, 2. Don't force yourself to go farther. Simply by breathing fully in and out, it invites the body to release a little deeper into the stretch. Good, and gently release. Sitting upright for a moment. Let's do a little bit of laughter yoga, just to keep us all in good spirits. So the name of the game is Fake It Till You Make It, right? Okay, so we're gonna first wake up our hands again. Let's spread your fingers wide and clap briskly, okay? Feel the energy getting stimulated in the tips of the fingers and the palms of the hands. Good, and then let's add a little ha, ha, ho, ho, 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 ha, ha, 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 and let it go. Take a few deep breaths. And we'll get ready to come up and do a little bit of work standing, practicing strength and some balance. We'll be using the chair. If you don't feel comfortable coming up to stand, stay seated and just follow along with us virtually. Imagine you're doing these things. As you come up to stand, try and do it with awareness. So walk your feet back a little bit more under the thighs. And without rounding or dropping your head, keep your chest lifted, shoulders hug back. You can rock a little forward and back. Start to feel how the muscles of the thighs start to engage strongly as you rock forward. And as you press into your feet, belly hugging in, push into the floor and come up to stand. And then come around behind your chair. I'll adjust my monitor. And I'll move my chair to the side. So you can see my feet, hopefully. Okay, so feet slightly apart and parallel. Start by bending the knees just a little bit and try to align your knees. So again, they're pointing directly towards the middle toe of each foot rather than going out wider or coming closer together. Right? Feel that gentle bend of the knee and then add this bend at the hips. So we're tilting the hips back as we bend the knees forward. Chest is still lifted. If you feel unsteady, just keep at least one hand on the chair. If you feel steady, take your arms out wide to the side and breathe. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Good, come all the way up. Breathing here. Let's stand on the left leg. We're going to bend the right knee and just lift and lower the right toes. So try and stand up as straight as you can. We're just picking that right foot up and putting it down. And then pause and turn the leg out to the side. So hips are still facing forward. You just turn the right leg out and the same thing. Bending at the knee, picking the foot up and bringing it down. And then come back to parallel. Last stretch here, we're going to bring that right foot behind us, just lightly touching the toes and tap gently. So we're lifting, keeping the leg straight, just lifting from the hip, straight leg now. Breathe. Good, and then gently bring both feet back together. So it takes a lot more energy just when you're standing on one leg. It really takes more effort. It's very strengthening for the leg that you're standing on. So we'll stand on the right leg now and start by just bending the left knee, lifting that knee up and down. Foot lifts off the floor and comes back down. And then pause, turn the leg out. And again, bending that knee, give myself a little more room here. Lifting and coming down. Feel that in your hip. And pause. And then keeping the legs parallel. Slide the left toes back, lightly touching the toes, and then lift, slightly tap, lifting the leg a little bit from the hip. Trying not to lean too far forward, so you're as upright as you can be. You'll feel this in the buttocks area probably. And then relax. Come to standing 2 feet. Take the feet a little wider and make some easy circles with your hips. And then change the direction of the circles. And returning to center. Let's take a wider stance now. So I'm going to walk my feet out away from each other, bend my knees a little bit to get some stability here, kind of tilting slightly forward with the knees bent, just allows you to get more grounded in the legs. Keep one or both hands on your chair for support. Left foot facing directly forward, turn the right leg out to the side, but then open your chest directly forward. So straighten both legs now. Imagine you were trying to pull your feet towards each other isometrically. Lift up through your waist, through your ribs. Inhale, one or both arms out to the side. And then we're going to keep the leg straight, tilt the left hip up as we stretch to the right. So I'm reaching like we did when we were sitting a little bit, that stretch of the upper body. This time though, we're going to release the right hand down to rest on the right leg. If you're steady on both legs without the hands for support, left arm can reach for the sky. So breathe into this Trikonasana, triangle pose. And then come up to stand, turn right foot so it's parallel, and turn the left foot out to the side. So once again, open your chest towards the front of the chair, the back of the chair that you're facing. Hug the legs towards each other. One or both arms can lift out to the side. Hips tip to the right this time as your torso lengthens to the left. Breathe. And then just see how stable you feel. Right? You can keep one hand on the chair at all times. Okay? If you're only releasing one arm, the left arm would go down, the right arm would go up. or you can do both arms. Make sure you can still breathe as you hold the pose. If you need to release it before I tell you, it's always okay. Good, let's all come out of the pose now. Turn the left foot parallel, bend the knees, shift your weight a little bit side to side for a moment. And then walk the feet in towards each other. I'm going to turn to the side to show this next series of poses, but you're facing forward towards your chair, using the back of your chair in the same way I'm using mine, turned here to the side. So I'm going to bring my right foot fairly close-ish to the chair, and I'm going to walk my left toes back, kind of like we did in that earlier exercise. But this time, I'm going to shift my weight completely onto my right leg, lift up through my rib cage, and start to float my left foot up in the air, flex the foot, lifting the heel, and as that leg lifts, I'm gradually extending my chest out over the chair back. My hands down to the seat if that's possible for you, so that I'm trying to get my leg and my torso horizontal as much as possible, and breathing. And then if you want to try a little more challenging balance, extend your right arm out in front of you. Bring both hands to hold somewhere as you release your leg and come up to stand. Good. All right, I'm going to take my chair to the other side for the left side. So we're getting now this time my left foot is close to the chair. I'm going to keep my right leg parallel, walk the foot back, and then take a moment here to really feel the shift of weight. So instead of weight on both legs, I'm going to lean into that left leg, and as I do, float the right foot up. As I lift that heel higher, I keep the toes pointing down, chest starts to extend farther forward, and maybe hands come to the seat of the chair if you want, but they don't have to. You can keep holding the chair back wherever you're comfortable, as much as you're able, getting the leg and torso horizontal, and then possibly extending left arm forward. And breathe. And gently, hand comes down, leg comes down. You come up to stand. Take a big breath, sweep both arms out and up. And exhale, bring them down. Take that right arm out to the side, bring it across your body, and just give it a gentle hug in towards your chest, wrapping the left arm underneath. Other side. Left arm across, right arm grasps underneath and hugs the arm in. And release. Circle your shoulders a few times. And then make your way back to sit in your chair. As you come down to sit, now slide all the way back in the chair and let your feet just relax. Relax your whole body. So imagine that you're just letting all your muscles be very floppy. Let the chair support you. Relax your feet and ankles. You can close your eyes and just kind of scan through your body from your feet gradually up through your legs, inviting every muscle to let go, every part of you to soften and just melt into the support of the chair. Relaxing your thighs and your hips, relaxing your belly. Feel your back leaning into the chair back. Your whole rib cage soften and expand, allowing space for all your inner organs. Relaxing up into your shoulder blades and your collarbones. Relaxing up to your shoulders and down again through your arms and hands. Softening all the muscles of your face, around your eyes and your mouth, your forehead. Letting your breath flow naturally, no effort. Simply letting your body rest. Your whole self a pause. Nothing to do, no place to go. Just being with yourself. And take a few deeper breaths now. Notice if it was not so easy to really let go and do nothing. We're not used to that non-activity. So your mind may have been flitting around to a lot of things. Your body may have been antsy. Go ahead and move a little bit now. Circle your shoulders, get your feet more grounded. Come a little bit forward in your chair. See if you can find that nice, tall, seated mountain pose. Feel the quality of your breath in this moment. Notice if anything has changed in your body from when we began our practice today. And then lifting your hands, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Let's join in the sound of Om, this universal sound, to close our practice. Take a deep breath in. Om. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. I will come up to the screen if you have any comments. And again, just a reminder that this class and the Friday